Hello and welcome to Spectral Readings, or welcome back. I was just away for about a week, and you might be able to see why. I was rearranging my living room. I also remodeled it. Did a bunch of remodeling projects around my house, even redid my staircase. Those kinds of things. And now you will see that the cat tree is here. So you might actually be able to see him. He's sleeping on the ground right next to it at this time, but maybe he'll make an appearance. And anyway, so that's what I've been doing. A few other things I've been doing is I've remade my Instagram page because the one I was using was really old and it had a lot of inactive accounts on it, and I just didn't like that. So I'm starting a new one, and I have also started another new Instagram page that is unrelated, but I'm still there every day, twice a day. Vaporwave plug. I love the vaporwave aesthetic, and I've actually grown that account to over 2,000 followers in under 2 months, and I'm going to do the same thing to my tarot account on Instagram. I'll be doing daily readings there, general energy readings, those kinds of things, pulling cards. Gonna have a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll see you there. I've also gotten rid of my introductory price for readings here on YouTube, and I've brought it to my normal usual price of $55 for personal readings, and I can usually schedule them the next day unless there's some sort of circumstance, or if you catch me early enough. Right now I charge the same price for same day readings. If it works out, it's not that big of a deal. And anyway, is there anything else that you need to know? No, that's it. Alright, so this is going to be a general energy reading, kind of like mid-month for Virgo. Right off the bat, Temperance. That's pretty cool. Yep. Okay, so you're feeling that you're in the flow of what needs to be done, and you're seeing the rewards of the energy you put in. So maybe, let's say you dusted a table, right? And immediately you can feel the difference. You're like, wow, it's gleaming. I love being near it. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this Temperance card. That might be a little specific, and maybe you use Lemon Pledge or something like that. Who knows? Somebody is, for sure. Is there anything else? Walking a dog? It's like when you're putting in energy for a specific situation or task that needs to be done, it's so rewarding. And what I'm seeing with walking a dog is you go for the walk, right, and it's for the dog, and you just see how happy it makes the dog. I'm seeing like a little Yorkshire Terrier. You see how happy it makes the dog, and that just makes you feel like you're in the flow of life and what you need to be doing here with the Temperance card. And that's awesome. What else? And who knows, maybe you're finding love here with the Temperance card. Maybe you're lowering, I don't want to say lowering standards, but lowering expectations of what you can and will accept to something maybe a little more congruent with what is possible. And I definitely see a little cautionary message, not to be too sometimes we come into this world with expectations that our previous life will continue with us, whatever experience we had. The weather, let's say it was always beautiful and now it's not, and you're like, I have these expectations. It could be from a past life, whatever, but try to go with the flow a little and just kind of love what you've got. And if you don't necessarily love what you've got and you have a really hard time doing that, ask for change. Now, the change that you get might not be the change that you want. Let's say you really want a new car or something like that, and you petitioned your spiritual workforce for it. You're like, okay, I really need a new car. And what ends up happening is you run into somebody who will fix your exhaust or something like that, and you say, okay, that's what I'll do. I can really afford that, and I can't really afford new. So you get that done, and it feels like you have a new car, and you suddenly have a new appreciation for it. Or you really want a new car, but you end up on a whim cleaning yours. That's something I want to tell you too, is just you'll notice that I painted this room. That took a long time, it took hours, many of my own hours, but I just felt like I needed to do it, so I just did it, and there are these waves of energy that we can all ride if we allow ourselves to ride them. And at the end of the day, it's over in a flash, right? Or at the end of multiple days, it's over in a flash. You look back and it's like, well, it happened, but I'm not still going through it. So you have to allow things to happen and keep a keen eye for good opportunities, because good opportunities do come if we allow them to. Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to be turning in your favor if they're not turning in your favor already. And that's awesome. Opportunities coming. Maybe you'll get that, new thing that you want. And this is the universe lending its hand to you. Now, as I said, it might not be the exact same hand that you thought, but it might be something that'll actually meet you halfway. And everything energetically does need to meet halfway, right? So this is the universe saying, hey, I'm totally ready and willing to meet you halfway on this. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and they want to see you happy. And there's something else. She's telling me that everybody has a story. And if you're looking back at what has happened, you're not allowing the story to unfold. And she up here is the one saying it. So maybe if you're intuitive, you can go and pause that and have a conversation with her as well. She would be happy to talk to you. And let's see. It's what they're trying to tell me is basically when you're teaching a kid to ride a bike and you take the training wheels off, and or they take the training wheels off, or you, or whatever, and you're watching the kid go. If the kid isn't pedaling or steering, if the kid just kind of gives up immediately, what can they do? They took the training wheels off, they showed you how to do it, and if you're not pedaling and steering and trying to stay on the bike, what can they do to help you? So it's kind of it's kind of up to you to look forward, want to do it, put in the time and effort. It's like they've given you a bike and they want you to ride it. Or you already have a bike and they want to, if you want a new bike, you're not happy with the bike that you're currently on, you have to take it past the finish line in order to go to the next race. You can't just get off the bike and walk to the next race. It's going to take you so long. What else? Four of Cups. Here is you having a hard time looking forward. You're looking around you and kind of is this really what I have? Is this really what's going on? People are not giving you encouragement necessarily. See their faces? They're kind of laughing at you and half-heartedly consoling you. Really, only you know what you have. Other people aren't going to be able to fully understand what you have. And it's like what I was saying about the fates giving you a bike. Those voices in your head saying that you can't ride it, or questioning where you're going, might take you off course and might get the best of you. The best thing to do here with the Four of Cups is trust in yourself and believe that what you want for a good reason. And the good reason is it's your soul journey. Yeah, Seven of Cups. That's how you get out of there. This is my I Want It That Way card, and it's my Rags to Riches card. You're not comfortable and you're not happy with the way things are. You feel off. You feel wrong. You feel like you need change. And the only way that you're going to be able to do this is to lift yourself up and look out and say, that's what I want. That's what I want to happen. And if you are in this low position here, on the ground, wet dress, you know, damp, dirty, someone may come to you and say, here, I have this offer. Let's keep you in this low position because I'm higher, I'm above, and, you know, I can keep you lower and just sustain you. Wouldn't you like to be sustained? Instead of you standing up on your own and being the one that pulls you out of the situation. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're in this vulnerable situation, someone might try to prey on you. Unfortunately, that's the way things kind of work. And I want to give you an animal oracle card. I actually just got this deck. And I love how decks these days seem to all be shiny on the edges. I love this deck right off the bat. It's like, how does Virgo need to be? How is Virgo? And I've told you before, because I do talk about animals. Sometimes, like snakes, for example. I don't hang out with snakes, you know? I don't hang out with a lot of people. But snakes have something to teach us. Snakes are all about shedding old skin and moving infinitely into the future, right? And here you are presenting as the cheetah. And I will read this to you. You are being guided to be mindful and value yourself and others. Strategize your days. Be patient. Take calculated risks and take action towards your heart's desires. You have what you need to change your life today and to become the best version of you. So basically, what's going on here is Spirit's giving you a bike and they want you to ride it. Figure out where you want to go. I'll give you a Romance Angels card as well. Touch the heart for a moment. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And that's pretty apparent here in this Four of Cups. Because the world here is not going to tell you what you need to do. Only you need to figure out what you need to do. The world isn't going to ride the bike for you. And that's what I was telling you about here with the Seven of Cups as well. Is if you're down there, someone might try to prey on you. You need to take the time to figure things out for yourself right now instead of like move. And you know, okay, so I see people all the time who have almost made it somewhere. And what happens is some karmic thing from their past manifests as a person and suddenly they're in love. You know, and suddenly they're like really going to the next level and then the person just falls off the wagon energetically. What can be done? What can be done? They have to learn the lesson. It's, you know, it's sad. And the next card that came out is religious factors. I know what this card is telling me, but let's see what it says. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Yeah, so what this card is telling me is that if somebody is coming into your life, make sure that they are in congruence with who you are spiritually. And that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Not to go too far into it, but when you connect with somebody emotionally, like with your heart, or physically with your body, your chakras are lining up and you're taking on all of their trauma. And I can't tell you how many times I've, what's that word? Picked up other people's problems after trying to have relations with them. Like, spirits can get left in your house if you have somebody over. It's like if you're like a being of light who has a bit of healing in you, which a lot of empaths do, their problems will be like, oh my gosh, finally, I'll be able to be resolved just by latching onto this person or hiding in their house. However they think, it sucks, but that's how it happens. And if you're with the wrong people, that will happen to you. My best advice is to have standards. Like, think about all the people you've been with in the past where it didn't work. Think about what they have in common and just like put that on a list, mental or physical. Like, this won't work. And if you are moving forward and you need to like get to know people, you don't know everything about them, just keep those things in mind and be aware of it, and do yourself a huge favor by protecting your energy before you meet with somebody. Yeah. And I'll give you an oracle, wisdom of the oracle card as well. There it is. Round and round. This card is mirroring the Wheel of Fortune. I will read it to you. It's number 25. And I'll tell you a short story. Clocks. I do like clocks, right? But they have something to do with energy. Like, make sure all the clocks in your house are at least as close to the same time as you can get. And if you have a mechanical clock, you might need to check that periodically, right? But I was over at my sister's house doing I have a little sister, doing her a favor, and I looked on her wall. And she has this clock, and the second hand was just like ticking in place. It ended up having a low battery, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's a good thing I happened to come over here, like I happen to be very serious about certain things. And luck is one of them, and it's not good luck to have time standing still in your house. Please, if you have a clock, make sure it's running. It's not good luck to have time standing still. And if you do have a clock that's not running, put it away somewhere. You want to have everything in good flow. Like, if you have a slow drain in your house, let me tell you, it's not good. And mirrors, they are exits only, not entrances, and you should tell that to them. Put your hand over a mirror and just pay attention to what you feel. Pay attention to the energy. Often you'll notice energy just rushing out of them. It'll feel warm, those kinds of things, and just hold it by the sides and say, this mirror is an exit only, not an entrance. Say that a few times, put your hand over it again, bam, I'm sure you will notice a difference. It's amazing. There are so many things to pay attention to, so mirrors and clocks. Do that. And we'll check in next time, and I'm sure I'll have something else to tell you. Anyway, round and round. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom of lessons learned. So, if it seems like you've taken a step backwards, if it seems like you're stuck, if it seems like, oh, this again, I feel like I should be past this again, it is actually the case that you have made progress and you're further along now. Right now, you're at a good point because you can see what you've done in the past. You couldn't do that before. So really, you have a lot of leverage. I know a lot of powerful people. And one thing that they have in common is that they've all at one point said to me, the most valuable, or among the most valuable things in life, is perspective. Perspective is roughly the most valuable thing you can have in life, and you have that now, and you didn't have that in the past. Those are my messages for you today. Like, comment, subscribe. If you need a personal reading, I'm accepting them. Information's in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be lit, as the kids say. And anyway, thank you for coming, and I will see you next time.